running drugs? I'd rather die than tell you.
You already did, man.
Send your strangers packing, or I will.
You were in a hole, and so was I.
They want us.
And they're gonna get us.
Thought I'd seen my last firefight.
Carter's kidnapping was only the beginning because Kayce is finally coming to Texas and Mariano has no idea the war he's about to start. Everything is about to change at Dutton Ranch. Carter has been taken, Mariano is stronger than ever, and Beth and Rip are running out of options. But what if the one person who can turn this war around is someone we've been waiting to see all along? New clues suggest that Kayce could finally arrive in Texas, and if that happens, Mariano's biggest mistake may be just beginning. The situation is far more dangerous than anyone realizes, and by the end of Season 2, the future of Dutton Ranch could look completely different. The Season 1 finale left us with more questions than answers. Carter was kidnapped, Rob Will was dead, and Mariano emerged as the most powerful player on the board. For the first time, it felt like Beth and Rip were facing an enemy they couldn't simply intimidate or fight their way out of. Mariano isn't just another rival ranch owner. He has connections, resources, and an entire criminal network behind him. That makes him far more dangerous than anyone Beth and Rip have dealt with before. The biggest problem is that he now understands exactly how much Carter means to them. As long as he controls Carter, he controls the situation. That is why I think Season 2 will begin with Beth and Rip desperately searching for a way to bring Carter home. The problem is that they won't know where Mariano is keeping him. Every lead will probably lead to another dead end. Every attempt to find him could put them in even more danger. We already saw how carefully Mariano plans his moves. He doesn't rush, he waits for the perfect opportunity. That's exactly how he managed to kidnap Carter in the first place. While everyone else was focused on the chaos around them, Mariano was already several steps ahead. Meanwhile, Carter could be facing the hardest challenge of his life. We know Carter is strong. We've watched him survive difficult situations before, but this is completely different. This time, he doesn't have Beth or Rip protecting him. He's alone, surrounded by dangerous people, and completely at Mariano's mercy. However, I don't think Carter will simply sit and wait to be rescued. One thing Season 1 showed us repeatedly is that Carter is becoming more like Rip every day. He has learned how to stay calm under pressure. He has learned how to fight when necessary. Most importantly, he has learned how to survive. That could become extremely important in Season 2 because Carter may actually help create his own chance to escape. But while Beth and Rip are trying to save Carter, another major problem could be developing behind the scenes. Mariano may decide that kidnapping Carter wasn't enough. He may want something much bigger. Remember, Beth and Rip already know about the drug operation connected to the cattle. That knowledge alone makes them a threat. As long as they are alive and free, Mariano can never truly feel safe. That is why I believe he could start putting pressure on them from every direction. He might target their business, their ranch, and even the people closest to them. Instead of launching a direct attack, he could slowly make their lives impossible. In many ways, that would be far more dangerous than a simple war, and that's where Kayce could finally enter the story. For a long time, fans have been waiting for a reason to bring Kayce into the conflict. Now that reason may finally exist. If Beth reaches the point where she realizes she cannot save Carter alone, there is one person she can call. One person she knows will come no matter how dangerous the situation becomes. Kayce has always protected his family. It doesn't matter how far away he is or how difficult the fight looks. If someone he loves is in danger, he shows up. Imagine Beth making that phone call after another failed attempt to find Carter. Imagine her finally admitting that they need help. I think that moment alone could become one of the most emotional scenes of the entire season. Because deep down, Beth would know that bringing Kayce into the situation means things are about to get serious. Kayce doesn't play games. He doesn't bluff. Once he commits himself to something, he sees it through to the end. The interesting part is that Kayce could bring something Beth and Rip desperately need: information. While Beth and Rip are emotional because Carter is family, Kayce tends to stay focused under pressure. He looks at situations differently. He notices things other people miss. That ability could help uncover clues that nobody else has found. In fact, I think Kayce may be the first person to realize that Mariano's operation is much larger than anyone suspected. What if the drug smuggling business extends far beyond Texas? What if Mariano isn't acting alone? What if there are powerful people helping him from behind the scenes? If that's true, then rescuing Carter may only be the beginning of a much bigger story. Beth and Rip might think they're trying to save one person, but Kayce could discover that they're actually standing in the middle of a criminal operation that stretches across multiple states. At the same time, I don't think Waqen's story is finished. In fact, his role may become even more important in Season 2. The death of Rob Will changed everything. Even if Waqen didn't personally kill his brother, he still has to live with the consequences of what happened. That guilt could start pulling him away from Mariano. Every time he looks at his father, he may be reminded of everything that has been lost. If that happens, Mariano could slowly lose control over his own son. And that would create an opportunity for Beth, Rip, and eventually Kayce. Because if there is one thing that can destroy a powerful villain, it is betrayal from within. Mariano may expect attacks from his enemies. What he won't expect is losing the loyalty of the people closest to him. And if Waqen starts questioning his father's decisions, the entire balance of power could begin to shift. The question is whether that change will happen before it's too late for Carter. But there is one thing that could change everything. Mariano may think he has complete control right now, but the moment Kayce steps into this fight, the balance of power could shift overnight. Unlike Beth and Rip, Kayce has experience dealing with threats that go far beyond ranch disputes. He knows how dangerous people operate, and more importantly, he knows how to track them down. If Carter is still alive, Kayce might be the key to finding him before it's too late. At the same time, I don't think Mariano realizes how determined Beth is going to become. We've seen Beth fight for her family countless times before, and every single time someone threatens the people she loves, she becomes even more dangerous. That's why I believe Season 2 won't simply be about rescuing Carter. It will be about Beth, Rip, and Kayce working together to destroy the people responsible for taking him in the first place. The biggest question is whether they'll succeed before Mariano makes his next move. Because if Mariano decides to target the ranch itself, this conflict could become much bigger than anyone expected. What started as a kidnapping could eventually turn into the most explosive storyline we've ever seen in Dutton Ranch, and honestly, that's exactly why Season 2 has so much potential. We have Carter's fate hanging in the balance. We have Mariano becoming more powerful than ever. We have Waqen possibly turning against his own father, and now we have the possibility of Kayce joining Beth and Rip in what could be the biggest fight of the entire series. If even half of these theories become reality, Season 2 could easily surpass everything we saw in Season 1. The stakes are higher, the villains are more dangerous, and for the first time, it feels like nobody is truly safe. But what do you think? Will Kayce really come to Texas to help Beth and Rip? Can Carter escape before it's too late? And do you think Mariano will survive Season 2? Let me know your theories down in the comments. I always enjoy reading what you guys think. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Dutton Ranch updates, theories, and Season 2 news. We have a lot more exciting videos coming very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.